Hey, what's going on, internet? It's DM Dragons, and I am here to run these wonderful people. Don't know why I went into this voice, but here I am. The Golden Feathers of the Tintang. We are going to have a wonderful time tonight, and we are going to lead it off with Dakota. Please say hello.
He's still muted.
He is the muted. Very, very the muted.
I was muted. See, I was muted by other people, and it was abuse.
Me, because it was fun.
I am Dakota Orshiro. I'm playing Knocked, a wizard elf thing. Yeah. I'm also playing Candrid, a dwarf paladin thing.
Perfect. Welcome and good evening. Hi, Damon.
Hello, everyone. Hi, it's Damon, and I know how to work the mute button. I'm Damon. I will be playing Tayo Dorgon, your wood elf light domain cleric. That's me.
Very good. Perfect. Our lovable kobold would be next. Hello, Brave.
Hi, I'm Brave. I'm playing Rig, the Kobold Cleric, and we'll see what shenanigans we find today.
There's usually always the shenanigans with this one. Be that what it may. Good evening, Bull.
Hi, I'm a dwarf. I have a hammer. It talks to me. I throw it sometimes.
Indeed you do, and it likes to sass you back a little bit from time to time, which is kind of fun.
Returning. I wonder where it gets that from.
You know, I wonder. Returning to us this evening, our wonderful Amador. Good evening.
Good evening. I've returned from the Nether and I've brought nothing. Hi, I'm Amador. I usually play Reese, our knife throwing, mind bending rogue thing, Owlin.
We do love our Owlboy. Not able to join us this evening due to some other scheduled stuff with family. Prezira will not be able to be here this evening, so love you, Jess. Can't wait to see you the next time we play, which will be next week. So put that on your calendar, sister. And we will see her then. Without further ado, we're going to jump straight in tonight since we're getting a little bit of a late start. So last time we played, we got together. We were still in the Shadowfell. You guys kicked a kind of a winged, demon-y, kind of nasty creature. Kicked its ass. During that fight, things were starting to go a little bit interesting. Then our lovable kobold decided to pull something out of a playbook that the DM didn't expect, which was totally cool, and cast haste on the paladin. And if you know anything about, you're a Sorkadin, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
If you know anything about Sorkadins, you know they can pop the fuck off. Well,
no.
When you
It was just paladin fighter, so it was even worse for burst.
Oh yeah, there you go. So he literally turned him into a one army killing machine, and he murdered my guy, essentially. But the fight was really cool, lots of fun. Then after that, you guys had collected Knocked and a few things. Candrid spent some time casting a spell, which took an entire hour. And then you all basically woke up in front of a temple or stood in front of a temple to Bahamut. We described a very beautiful, mountainous scene with a giant lake below it and white granite or marble pillars and a giant-ass door. And then Candrid just walked up to it and kicked that bitch open with his foot and walked in like it was his own house. And everybody was incredibly confused at why that would happen. You woke up on the other side of that door, sitting next to a lake within the mountains, and there is no temple behind you. And that's where we're going to open the game tonight for the sake of brevity. So you are now back on the Prime Material plane. Candrid is still with you, and here you are.
Well,
And Knocked is okay again?
I don't know. Candid is knocked okay.
I think he's still waking up.
Okay.
If only Brazier were here.
Right.
Yeah.
She could just kick him little foot to ball resuscitation.
Yeah.
One way.
How are my
The
notes
best way to
this
wake up
bad?
somebody.
How are your notes this bad?
Yes.
I have no idea as I look at my chicken scratches writing. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
that
like,
looks
got
like
excited.
me.
I got excited and just kind of stopped writing, I think.
I mean,
Instead of
that's
starting
very
the
possible.
page.
That's very possible. That kind of shit happens to me all the time.
Where exactly on this plane are we? Like where we started or somewhere else?
Okay, so
Are we walking
I'll set
into
the
a
scene.
temple?
So I'll set the scene for you. You had so essentially, and correct me if I'm wrong, Candid. I'm gonna take a little leeway here. You essentially cast plane shift. However, the way you did it was through kind of a mixture of like a magnificent mansion-y kind of thing, using a temple. Am I on the right track here with
yeah,
this?
yeah. We did like Holy Temple and substituted plane shift with it.
That's what it was. So when you guys walked through or were brought through, essentially, that scene or that temple vanishes, having completed the spell, and you guys are within Tiantang. You are sitting by a giant lake that looks basically identical to the one that I had described to you in the temple scene. There are snow-capped peaks kind of all around you. The sun it's not quite midday. It's probably like late morning, I would say. It's still pretty cool where you are. Behind you is like a ton of like evergreen forest kind of stuff. You're below like the snow-cap area, so you're still in the tree line. You're not like all the way up on the peaks or anything like that. And you're just kind of taking in this space around you. You don't see any like, at least the direction you're currently looking, you don't see civilization or any like city or anything like that.
so we are on a lake in a valley with some mountains somewhere in our original dimension.
That is correct.
Home dimension, I say.
That is correct.
Hmm.
Are there any rocks nearby?
I mean, you're in the mountains. There's rocks everywhere.
I don't know. I guess I want to stone gun you some shit and see if I can figure out maybe where we are. Do we know where we are? Candid, where are we?
Candrid looks around. Does Candrid know where we are?
Candid, roll a. You know what? Nah, you don't have to roll.
While you're trying to figure it out, I just go,
as
my guy,
you're
you
kinda-
brought us here.
As you're kind of scanning around, and he asked that question, you would be like, yeah, why would I not know? Why would we not be back where I thought we were going? You turn around, and as you're looking like back up the valley to your right a little ways, there is there's a stream that like comes into the end of the lake on that right, if you're looking to the right. And there is a place in the top of the canopy of the trees over there where you feel like there should be something there. And there's a slight hole in the canopy of the trees there, but it's also overgrown ish. There should be something there, Candrid. There should be something there.
Oh, okay.
Something rather large there.
So there should be something rather large. Like, are we thinking like city or like?
No, singular. Think singular.
Oh, okay.
Singular something.
So Candrid's gonna hear you question that, and you'll see like a perplexed look on his face, and he's gonna walk over to whatever the fuck that is.
It'll take you a little while to get there, probably 15, 20 minutes.
Oh,
Because it's a little bit of a walk. It's a little walk.
Then he will.
You didn't
he will
land precise.
Yeah, he will inform people that he's gonna figure out where we are.
Well, we
And,
can just follow because we're like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
I will follow.
So as you guys walk for a little ways, Candid, you start to pick up on a few details of your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of there's no road per se, but you just see like places where you remember there being like pathways and stuff like that. And there's the opening in certain like tree lines for it, but it's not it's growed up there, if that makes sense.
Okay. Interesting.
So this place is in much disrepair.
Right. So it's been a while, basically.
I wonder how long.
Is this somewhere out of his past specifically is why we're here, or is there some other factor?
I
So-
know where we are. God damn it. Do I know where we are? Are we home?
You're home, but you're not somewhere that I don't think you've been
Are we doing the time warp?
before. No,
Hey,
there's
Hammer, where
there's
are
no
we?
time warp. You're back on your plane in your continent at your time. You've just never been here.
Cool.
Hmm.
So, I mean, well, Candid, you have been gone for like 1,000 years. So,
Only 1,000 years.
yeah, I
it's
did
like-
say that I'm the only one of us like corporeally left, right? I mentioned that part.
That you know of. I thought I was the only one left.
Oh, well, that's fair. That's fair. Let's go back to another dimension and see if we can find more. I guess if we just
That's
mention up,
not-
we're just collecting people.
Do you think dwarves just like dimension hop? Do you think that's what we
Well,
do?
Clearly, we do. We've been doing it. You and I.
I mean, I thought they just went to the farm, but
Spin up a portal.
Wow.
As you walk a little
Bad.
as you walk a little further, Candrid, you're gonna start to come like these like evergreen trees are like parked up. So like the branches don't come all the way down to the ground like most like cedar trees and whatnot. It's kind of like a almost head height or a little higher in a lot of places. And as you're walking, you now start to get glimpses of what's ahead of you. You see a stone structure ahead of you, a massive stone structure,
Okay.
like Colosseum size structure. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm back. I'm gonna type you something. Hold on.
I'm glad that you're typing because I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Brought to you by
Clickety clacks.
Yes, absolutely, because that's the only way I do things.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Okay.
where you got your inspiration from.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So we went
Continue.
to the place by making the place. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Before we proceed any further, is everybody on good terms with the Platinum Dragon?
what?
I think so.
I'd like to
What?
think.
That
That
that's
sounds shiny.
That's
I'm
what-
is tiny.
That's fair.
Let's continue.
I mean, I worship a different god.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not, but should I be worded just in case I am?
Yes. If you are on bad terms with the Platinum Dragon, you should stay here.
Oh, I hope I'm on good terms. Jeez.
If you haven't done anything, you're likely on okay terms.
Okay.
okay,
You'd be
okay.
fine.
I'll be honest,
You're
we've been a bit
fine.
confused on the term situation, what with
Feathers
the
cropped.
cities getting destroyed.
Because I'm
Maybe
very
you could make a
interested in
case.
But whoever doesn't like the Platinum Dragon doesn't seem to like us, so if nothing else, we seem to be on the same side on that state page.
that. Hey, that's
So,
good.
Fair.
Very fair. Very, very
Hey,
true.
What
Yeah.
what's going on with Noct, by the way?
Starting to stir a little bit more as the minutes go by.
More so, like, is somebody carrying him? Like, what?
Well, somebody has to be, otherwise he's laying by the lakeside back there.
That's my question.
I'll be
I don't know.
carrying him.
Me and we'll say me and Priz are carrying him.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Great. But yeah, we'll
Priz
continue.
is waiting for the general moment when he's just about, like, just barely awake, and then she'll wake him up.
Getting close. Getting
Right.
real close. Like we're starting to like mumble a few
Right.
things, and like we're coming around here pretty
He's
quick.
snuggling up real close to you, Ty.
Oh God. I'm not that. How strong am I? Oh, I'm all right. I can carry another person. I'm just going to be walking a little slower.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So
But yeah,
what is this?
continue.
What is this? What is this? Oh, what is this massive building?
What do you mean massive? It's a temple.
Okay.
And as you get a little closer, you start to see some like cracked and falling like dragon statues out front. Like one has the head kind of split in half and kind of off to the side with like not vines, but like greenery and stuff kind of growing in through it. The one on the right side looks like covered in lichen. It's just very, very, very disrepaired. It's weathered. Like it's just not kept at all. Like it's like this place was abandoned for a very long time.
I did say having a groundskeeper was important.
So
Why do you need to keep ground? Dirt, don't move.
But dirt changes over time.
Also, landslides, they move. That's ground moving.
True. That's a good point.
Maxi
Oh,
bid
my.
divorce.
oh my.
Dude, that's the worst. You can't defend your own metaphors.
It's about this time where you guys stroll up to the front and are, kind of poking around and looking, that Nock starts to wake up.
All right, give me a minute. I gotta get rid of one of these fucking characters, man.
I said
Oh.
starts to. He's not fully awake yet. He's almost
Funny
there.
to see him talk to himself, though. He should do that.
He's just like hey, he's kind of like humming a little tune almost in his like sleep.
I guess I'll ask this, Candrid. Did when you were more active on this plane with the temple, were there any links between the temples?
Were there any
Perhaps teleportation circles or anything of the like?
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
Because
were there?
this temple seems to be a bit quiet, so I'm just curious if we may be able to find a temple with more.
Can I just
People?
like edit your world? Do I have permission to like?
In this particular instance, let it flow.
No, there's no portals between the temples of the Platinum Dragon.
Got it.
Those that move magically do so of their own connection.
Understood.
Perfect.
Okay. So
Well, what direction to one with people?
What do you mean one with people? We're here for a reason, I assume, right?
I mean,
you're the
Are
one
you?
that brought. So I'm gonna say this in the kindest way possible. You fucking brought us here.
We're here for a reason.
So
Yes.
we're kind of. So
I mean-
we needed to get out, and I'm glad that we're out, and I'm glad that we're back on our terra firma. But we have no idea where we are in the whole continent of Tiantang.
okay, so Candrid, you would absolutely know exactly where you are in terms of the continent. You're in the very far north central portion, which is surrounded completely by mountains, and that's why it's quiet, because you can't hardly ever get here.
Well, actually, we're in the.
There's no road.
I'm just gonna relay this to Ty in the snarkiest way I can.
There you go.
Well, actually,
This was also, and this is, candid unless you relay this. This was the most holy and sanctified site of worship for the Platinum Dragon. And within this particular realm, this is the only place known where the Platinum Dragon, has ever conjured a visage or had any kind of semi-physical presence in this place.
okay. So I'm gonna say we are. You all said there was something tragic and awful going on surrounding the
Right.
Platinum Dragon. Yes, we're here looking for a sign.
Ah. Good to know.
Interesting.
So, with that,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess we should head in and start looking around. But before
Yeah.
we do, does anyone? Let's take a minute
Okay.
because I can do this for a minute, right?
Just a minute.
Yes. Well, it's a concentration spell, so a minute. I can, if we want some healing done. I know people were a little dinged up or bad from the battle. So I'm going to cast Aura of Vitality. So for a minute, I can give out, what, 2d6? Yes. 2d6. So I don't know who needed healing. I know Graham said you're a little dinged up, right?
I only have 8 hit points down.
Okay,
Dude, I
well,
need-
here you go.
I need hit points. Can you give me 80?
So there's 6. There's 7. So there's yours. And then Kindred, there's 6 again. Around, there's 8. Anyone else need some? Is this light sort of is emanating around?
No, thank you. I think I'm all right.
I'm
No.
totally good.
Awesome. So there we go. And I'll give Knocked. I don't know if he was at 0. I'll just give him the rest.
He's been sleeping this whole time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The longest of
Knocked
rests.
The longest of rest. I think the longest of rest is Dafto.
Just give him some happy dreams.
Yeah. Happy dreams.
I mean, he'll probably save that healing for when he wakes up because I still want to sword burst him.
Should we put his head in hot water before he wakes up?
No, he's on my back.
Face down or
No.
face up?
Drown him?
No, his hand. His
Oh.
hand.
Hand.
Hand. I thought you said head.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm an asshole, not a murderer.
I feel
Well,
like
are you sure?
I did nothing to
distinction.
deserve this.
And then you did everything.
Man.
I'll sit over
feel
here.
We should put him in a shrubbery before he wakes up so he feels comfortable and at home.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good
That's
point.
a really good point.
He wouldn't be startled.
So, all right. What else do we got going on here?
Okay.
You're standing out
I'm
front.
ready to go inside whenever other people.
Uh,
are.
Guess we can head inside.
I'll start walking in.
As you come up the front, it's basically that same set of steps that you described or we described in your spell. Only, again, they're severely worn, dirty, covered in sticks and brush and overgrown stuff. The doorway, same doorway, except for the door is split at a 45-degree angle with a giant gash all the way through it. and
Okay.
that top part of the door is like caved inward, and there's just like the bottom 45 triangle piece of the door left, and it's standing closed, but you can see through it.
Before
It's
we,
been cleaved open essentially.
before we enter the threshold and Wid's knocked still out, I'm gonna go on a wild tear here and just say I'd like to do kind of a all-purpose Arcana perception and see if I'm getting any mystical vibes from the property at entrance before we
Okay.
walk into this place.
Go ahead and roll for me.
That's gonna be a 20 dirty. 14 plus 6.
You don't get any like innate like Arcana per se. No.
Okay.
But you just feel this like very dull, like thrumming energy just all around you, kind of like coming from the building itself and like just this general like vicinity.
Like the land itself is enchanted, but there's not like
yeah,
I'm
it
not
doesn't.
feeling like somebody is actively going to try and blow me
No,
up.
no, there's no active like I step through there and I get fireballed. No, that's not a thing. You just feel this like gentle presence here.
All right, well then I guess I will do my tanky thing and take point and walk in this bitch.
Okay. As you kind of clamber over the top of the doorway because you can't really push it open. It's the door is
My
literally
little
fucked.
legs.
It's totally fucked.
No, I've
So-
got my little legs. I'm just gonna like try to swing one of those in.
You kind of clamber inside, and there's essentially like a 15-foot or so like a foyer at the entrance of this doorway, and it's very tall, like a 30-foot vaulted ceiling in front of you. And then as that 15 or 20 feet expanse, it's in an archway kind of form. And as you look through that, there's an open archway with no door there, but it is a doorway. And it just vanishes up into like almost an impossibly tall ceiling that you can't see from this angle. It's dark in here, except for like a few beams of light that just seem to be piercing in through what you would surmise as holes in the roof, potentially. You see like long, shattered, and mostly eroded and decayed wood, like just kind of stone and things, just shit scattered everywhere in here. And that's about all you can see from the doorway.
When you said one of the doorways leads like to anywhere, like to like a magical darkness, or just it's dark through the doorway?
No, it's just dark,
Like a magical dark.
like a magical darkness.
Less, I mean, like,
No,
Do
That's
you
looking
not
into the
trust me?
am I
It's
looking into the
important.
abyss, or
Yeah. No. That's an important question. I'm on board.
Fair.
I agree.
And to the left and to the right are hallways that also have just kind of growed up crap in them and just pieces of shit everywhere. And they just kind of disappear into the dark.
I'm gonna take everybody with me and just kind of beckon them towards the garden.
Okay.
Okay.
As you cross through that archway, Candrid, you know it's right here. It's literally in here. As you cross through the threshold, it's almost like you walked through a veil. And on the other side of that is this just massive football-sized stadium, like grand cathedral style, like chamber. And in about, I'd say, 75% of that, so a little way from the walls on the left side, a little way from the walls in the back and on the right side, is just this massive garden with different like ornamental grasses, and you see cherry blossom trees that like grow over a pathway. And as you're looking down through this pathway, you see what looks like a little reflection pond at the end of it, with like just this little bench setting by the reflection pond. And you're like, how the hell do you get a garden in a building? And it's here. It's just beautiful, like it was kept by someone intently. It's like somebody with a bonsai tree, like caring like that much detail.
I guess they took your advice and did hire a groundskeeper.
Yes, I think they did. I think they kept something here.
At least for here. What is this? Has this always been special?
Yes.
Yep. This was exactly how you left it 1,000 years ago.
Okay. Well then, shall we go inside here?
Give me a
what are we
minute.
looking for in here?
He's gonna go over to next to the door, like on the edge, on like by the wall. There's a like little stool chest, and he goes digging through it, and he grabs some like really old clippers that still look like they work, and he just starts trimming some shit. You know, he just starts some lawn care.
Oh, damn. That's funny. But yeah, you guys are in this space, and you just know when like you are in a space that just feels different. It's very peaceful. It's very calming. You're not scared or afraid. It feels just feels connected. Like you're not a follower of the Platinum Dragon, except for Candrid. But like in this space, you just feel at peace. Like there's no bad here in this space.
Okay. Ty, I know you told us to wait, but I'm genuinely just walking around, eyeing the looking at the different plants and seeing, do I recognize any of these things, or is there maybe anything?
I would say
It's been
that
a
there's
1,000
probably a mixture of things that you have seen in like very upscale gardens from your travels, especially in temples and things. But there's definitely foliage here and things that you have never seen. There's this one particular it's almost like a foxtail plant, and it kind of curls over like a foxtail in the fall when it's got the full head and it comes down to a tip. But at the end of it, there's this like red, like fire engine red trumpet flower that comes out the end of it. And you've never seen anything like that ever. It's very beautiful.
Kind of like taking it all in, slowly kind of like looking at everything, getting a really like eidetic memory, keen mind sort of thing go on, and just sort of this.
Sure. I would say you could take some time and start sketching some things down in your journal too, if you want to.
Absolutely.
Kind of thematically writing shit down.
Are you
Prazira
a fan?
is like looking around in awe, just like, wow, this space is just beautiful.
We sat knocked down like in a shrub. Just there you go. You're familiar.
You swear it's
So
almost like
fine.
he's no longer there. Besides the occasional noise, it's almost like he's disappeared.
He's just faded out.
Can I take a feat that makes me invisible in shrubs?
No.
You just become
Actually,
translucent.
I actually think that's hilarious.
Sparkle a little bit in the shrub.
Actually,
I-
A feat where he just like grows a ghillie suit out of nowhere.
Worth noting for anybody questioning, Noct still has no fucking feats. I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing with his feats.
Oh,
Guess
my
what?
God.
Guess what?
No,
Your
was
first
kidding.
feat,
I was fucking
your
kidding.
first feat
There you were.
was just designed by your compatriots. You now have the feat to where anytime you enter a shrubbery,
Fucking
you become invisible for 1 minute.
This is not what I want.
So,
I
like,
love
Master of the
that one.
Wild.
That's overpowered, man. Think of
That's
all
way
you do.
overpowered.
Hilarious.
Just
I
walks
have-
into a
so-
bush.
I love
Just be like,
cosmic
Bush.
What if-
legends.
Hey, so we're not bringing
Right?
bush
Fuck
What's the
that guy.
cooldown on
just
this?
so everybody knows, we're just taking a
Uh,
bush with us
once-
everywhere we go.
Probably once per long rest.
Just
Okay, I was about to say because like he could just walk into like a
Yeah,
line of
Once per
hedges
bush. Once per
and
bush.
just stay in a long bush.
Once per bush.
Once per bush.
All right,
We are.
this is horrible.
Anyway.
This is horrible.
Anyways.
Topiaries, does like a long topiary count as one bush?
Yeah, sure.
Now he's like,
Eh,
He's just fucking
I don't
Timo.
know.
yeah, I was about to say he's Timo.
Oh
Stand
God, we
still.
did it!
He's just
The
I
fucking
just have, I
Little
just have
bandle,
so
the
many-
little bandle scout.
I just
Oh.
have so many feelings, so many thoughts. I'm gonna go. sit and
Okay, so
cry.
you're in this space. You see the garden. You saw the bench at the end, the little pond. What are you guys doing? As Candrid is now starting to clean up.
Kendra, is there something that you want me to go look for? Anything in particular of interest here? Again, kind of following your lead since you're the one that said there's something here.
You
that
could
we
try
should
praying.
find. Okay,
What's prey?
a hammer.
Yeah.
Was he always like this?
I thought I mentioned this yesterday that was a yes.
It's exhausting.
I mean, try living with him.
No, I'm good.
So,
Okay.
Rig. So
Shut
a
up.
prayer is, oh gosh, how to explain prayers?
That's a
Hammer,
great question.
do you want to take a quick flight around this garden and just see if anything
Oh my god, just
seems interesting?
Are you gonna ride the hammer around? Or are you throwing him?
I'm happy with either.
Dealer's choice. Pick away.
oh my.
We're gonna do an athletics and see if I can go for a ride.
This ought to be
Full
fun.
of gore. Just like
this
I was taking a ride on the hammer.
Let's do it.
all right,
Let's
it's gonna be an
fucking do
18.
it. I mean, I would say that you get most of the way around before you fall off.
Cool. Do I see anything of note? I mean, I guess I'm looking for like something that looks like a similar to in the creepy ass temple we were just in, where like very clearly that chest thing was designed to hold something that should not get out. I'm essentially looking for, is there somewhere in this garden that looks like, yes, this is a Zen garden thing, but we're actually
There's a
storing
really
state
cool
secrets here.
fucking reflection pool.
Yeah, I want to fall maybe closer to the reflection pool and get a closer
Yeah.
vibe on it.
Roll me a D100.
I have my lucky duck.
Oh, that's fucking
Ah,
sick.
that's
Ducks in
That's
it.
pretty fucking badass. Please roll it.
Make sure you roll it across the room so that we can wait the 5 minutes for it to.
Well, if I could stop rolling it off of the fucking desk.
When will my
kinda how
Why do you always want to go off the desk?
Because it's a fucking ball.
It's a fucking ball.
That's a
dude.
42.
A 42.
Finally.
I hope this is Japanese King's Reflections.
I'm scared.
When you fall off the hammer, you land next to the reflection pool, and your toe is almost in the water, but not quite.
Okay.
Candrid, you look up and you watch him fall, and you're like, huh, that's going to be bad. And then he lands right next to the water, and you're like, huh, okay. Back to cutting.
I'd recommend not touching the water. Snip,
Rick?
snip.
Rick, come here.
Why? It's okay.
I'm
Well,
going to
A,
explain prayer to you.
you
That
could have
is-
mentioned the water situation earlier. Why?
I was busy.
I see that. I see that.
Tree's not gonna cut itself.
Why are you
Okay.
like this?
Candrid, you would know that the only person allowed to touch that water were one of two people. One, either the champion or high priest of the temple, or Bahamut himself. That's it.
I will relay that information. Do I
Okay.
count as the
Well,
champion
thanks
of
for
the
the
temple?
warning on that.
Currently, yes. So, had you rolled below like a 10 or below, you would have fallen in the water and you probably would have gotten amputated.
Cool.
Good lord.
Just saying.
I just took a
That was
note for
good.
myself that if I'm gonna fly around on the hammer, I probably should pick up Featherball or something.
That's actually a really good idea. Okay, so
Yeah, I don't think not.
you see the really cool pool. You didn't fall in it. You pick yourself up. You're standing next to the pool now. Ty is over here. Yes, Ty is discussing prayer with Rig, and this is going to be an interesting conversation here in just a moment. But do you look into the reflection pool, or what do you want to do while you're standing next to?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I think
I'm proud of you.
in my travels and with my history, I have
Yeah.
a bit of a spurned relationship with the gods. So prayer will not be occurring. Hard no. But I am no stranger to reflection and meditation for sake of trying to connect with the space around you.
Okay.
But also respecting the spaces that I'm in. Like if Bahamut was attacking me, fuck this place. Clearly we're on the same page right now, so I'm good with it, right?
Okay,
So while I am annoyed with Candrid for not having mentioned the lake of holy water
It's not
in
holy
the
water.
garden, that
Fair.
aside, that's a him situation that will be dealt with a sword burst later. Not in the whole. I feel like I would probably just kind of sit and reflect and see
Okay.
if anything in the ether.
As
Feel the
you okay, so you take up shop next to the reflection pool. There's a beautiful little space for you to sit either cross-legged or however you wish to, begin your silent commune. Yeah, however the hell you say that.
I'm going to begin silent communism. Welcome, everybody. I'm making a
That's the
political
one.
party.
Welcome. It's so great. Anyways, as you sit there
Chairman Charlie
quietly,
Chaplin and the
Woo.
silent communists.
Perfect. No. As you sit there, just kind of letting your mind go quiet, letting the space and the just stillness of your surroundings just kind of like seep into your mind, and your breathing slows down, and you start to catch some of the scents that you didn't catch when you were too busy kind of riding around and not paying attention. But you get like lemongrass, and you get cherry blossom, and you get lavender and honey, and just all kinds of different, just incredibly pleasant, light, airy scents just touching your senses. And when you open your eyes, uh, you see like goldfish or something swimming in the pool in front of you. And they're just like playfully, just kind of back and forth and in circles and, swim this way and then swim that way. And you're like, oh, that's kind of nice.
No, I say hello to the goldfish.
Okay. And when you
Koi,
speak,
or whatever they are.
yeah, essentially koi. When you speak, you watch the top of the water kind of ripple a little bit. And the fish kind of like shake a little bit and they turn and they kind of like they're looking around for something but don't see anything. And you're sitting there and you're sitting there and you're quiet and you're just taking in, trying to be reverent of the space. And you sense your surroundings pretty well, especially for who you are, what you are, where you're from. That what is that? What? And you kind of look to your right, and on the little bench that was sitting next to the pond, there's somebody sitting there looking at you.
Hello.
The figure is very thin and frail looking, wearing long, kind of like silvery blue robes with a hood pulled up over the head. And it's kind of like at that, it's not very pointed, very narrow, so you can't really see the face. And it just nods.
I would like to, if I have any like traveler's biscuits or food, I'm gonna pull out food essentially from my pack and just say, "Are you a friend?" and offer some food.
As you say, "Are you a friend?" and you make an offering, you watch as the food that you offer floats out of your hand, and the figure just kind of looks at you with this. You can't see a face, so you have no idea what kind of expression. And the biscuit floats over the pond. It just starts to gently crumble into little bitty pieces, and it sprinkles the pool water. And you watch as the kois like come up and just start eating the biscuit.
Hmm.
And
Quite beautiful.
when that finishes, the figure is just sitting there, just quietly watching you.
We might need some help.
And kind of looks down the pathway where you came from and see, your friends are still down there discussing prayer and different things. And it just kind of turns and looks back at you.
I'm not sure what's happened here. I'm not sure what's happened with this realm lately. But something bad clearly has happened, and something bad clearly is following the followers of the Platinum Dragon, and so far, those followers have shown us nothing but kindness. The tea lady clearly was very close with the dragon and showed kindness to my friend Rig for quite some time. Candrid, apparently, long lost ancestor of mine, was in the good graces of the Platinum Dragon for quite some time and continues to adhere. I trust family. I don't know what's happening, but it's clearly not good, and I fear that we are in a bit over our head.
As you run through, speaking of family and the Platinum Dragon and needing help and all those things, the figure turns and looks at the pool once more, and just kind of you see this like almost ethereal, like very frail hand come out of the robe and just kind of like gently wave its hand. And you watch as the reflection pool kind of glimmers for a second. And you see the tea lady's house in the reflection pool. And it's evening time. And you watch as there is a woman who is absolutely stunning. This elven woman with long, kind of like golden hair, these bright green eyes, and she's holding a basket in her hand. And she's maybe 100 yards or so from the walkway to her home over the water. And she's just gently like caring for and like picking some tea leaves and like putting them in her basket. And then all of a sudden she like turns her head and you watch her drop the basket and she transforms into like this gigantic dire wolf. And you just watch the jaws snap and snarl as the reflection kind of flickers over and you see two large, smoky, wispy looking fucking entity things coming down the pathway towards her. And she starts to back up towards her house. As she grows in size, her massive paws and claws digging into the ground, scratching and grinding into the wood as she backs herself up to her home. And then you watch a battle ensue. The two entities strike and grab and claw. And you just watch as this dire wolf fights for its life. And they smash into the home. And everything gets cluttered everywhere. And then you finally hear it. This screeching yelp. And then you watch as an unconscious dire wolf form gets drugged back down the dock and off into the tea field, and then they disappear. And the hand comes out once more and waves over the pond. And in your head you hear, "If you want to help, you must save my children." And then he's gone. And you're just sitting there looking at a reflectionless pond with some fish in it. Koi fish, just doing their thing.
Candrid, can you hear me without me having to raise my voice right now? I don't know how far.
Yeah,
Candrid, could you join me by the pond?
sure. Kendra walks over with comically large scissors.
Perfect.
I love it.
I have a feeling I may have just met a friend of yours.
Ty.
I describe the quasi-spectral being that I just had my talk with.
Sounds vaguely familiar, only much more frail than your previous dealings.
That's rather sad. How do you feel?
Feel fine. There's no malice. I'd like to hope. But
No malice is good.
certainly wanting for information. I'd relay the tea story, or the reflection I saw And then also say, because Candrid wasn't there for that, and I imagine I probably would have called for everybody else to kind of also be in the vicinity for this conversation. And in describing the shadow entities that attacked the direwolf, the way I heard it, where they were probably the same entities that we saw in, was it Crossroads, as we were trying to get to the airship?
Yeah.
Those
The shadow
things?
things. Shadowy,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. And the figure in the robe sounds familiar as well to my vision from the airship,
Yes, I forgot about that.
where we saw the canaries and canaries.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Canaries, yeah. Huh.
Well, it's also confirmation that the tea lady is a shapeshifter, so
Yeah.
we know that now.
So what if I can ask, what are your next plans?
Are you asking us as a group or just
Yes.
Graham?
Like as a group.
Well, we have been charged in a way with helping this figure, which I'm assuming is the Platinum Dragon, or someone connected to the Platinum Dragon, and saving their children. Is, I think, Graham, you told us what you saw, or what he said. That would be our next step, ultimately, in trying to solve this and save this realm.
And what do you know about this tea lady?
For myself and Ty, our experiences with the tea lady are fairly limited. We met Rig, Reese, and Noct.
Noct wasn't
as
there
they
yet.
left.
Noct was the last one to show up.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
We met Rig
Reese and Rig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After they had left the tea lady's house. So my knowledge of the tea lady primarily is, quite frankly, things Rig has told me of the tea lady. And like, I've been there, I've been to the property, I've seen it, but I had no dealings with her in my history.
I mean,
so
not
Reese
even-
and Rig, I'm gonna
This
Oh.
property, can you tell me more about it? Or
Rig, you lived there for quite some time, I believe.
yeah, I was going to say even
Tea lady's so nice.
as Reese, I got there after the tea lady was gone.
Tall grass. Grass taller than Rig. Rig could just snake through grass, find all kinds of things. Mostly, though, Tea Lady had nice little shack, but stairs go all the way down. And like way down.
Rig, does the name of Varl sound familiar to you?
Avaro?
Of Varl.
Revarl.
I'm going to take that as a no.
Is that a tea?
Kind of.
Tea Lady had lots of tea.
Does this name spark anything in? I'm gonna also ask the question on behalf of Ty, my other bibliophile. Does this word strike any
Yeah.
in any of my research on the gods, the ethereal? Would I have come across this word?
I would say anyone who's like super nerdy into god shit would know that name.
Like a cleric. An actual cleric.
Like an actual cleric?
Oh, I'll jump into that. Is this religion?
Or a god obsessed Eldritch Knight that wants vengeance.
I mean, sure. Go ahead and roll your religion checks.
Oh, I ain't got shit on that.
Candrid's just fucking smiling from ear to ear.
I'll just use a bit of guidance to help this one just a little bit. Maybe.
Not much of a reason for me to roll. Shit.
No,
Where the hell is
there's
my
not.
D4? Come on, D4.
We're
Can I use a different die and roll for a history check?
exploring our knowledge. What'd you get? What'd you guys get? I'm sorry.
I got a 2 on the die for religion.
Yeah, woof. Woof.
So
You have no idea.
I ain't got shit.
You got there, Ty.
15. Yeah, I didn't roll really high.
It's like right there on the tip of your tongue. Like it's like right there.
Yeah.
Can't like so close.
Right, it's
Candrid,
feeling-
you want to take it? You want to take that one, Candrid?
Who is Avaro? I'm just going to ask that. I don't recall the name.
Oh, just out loud.
Yeah, you
Bahamut.
mentioned the name out loud, so
Right. Bahamut has 7 defenders. Avarl was one of them.
okay.
She was a fan of tea, and if you were to describe someone as a tea lady, she comes to mind.
Can we spell this name, please?
You can't spell that.
EVARYL.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry. EVARYL. I said Avaro. That's totally not it.
Well,
Anyway.
that's why I asked for the spelling, because I kept hearing it in different ways.
One of
Avaro.
It's
several.
okay. And I pronounce it Everall in my head, so it's fine.
Okay.
Fuck. I need
It's okay.
the pronunciation.
The marks,
Yeah.
the space,
The
space,
phonetic spelling.
the phonetics. Yeah.
Phonetic spelling. That's a
That's a thing.
20 plus years ago.
Yeah.
Theater shit. That was a thing.
So
Um,
I'm
so
also
you-
going
that's what
to I'm also going to tell all of you very shortly. I will be leaving to check other sites of Bahamut. You all are free to do as you will, but I will be traveling for quite some time.
So one of the 7 defenders of Bahamut. So maybe that's who we're looking for.
If you were to describe someone as a tea lady, she comes to mind.
But
Also,
do you
wouldn't she be
guys-
hella old? Are we like immortal once you get to a high enough ceiling in the Church of Bahamut? Are you just like functionally
Well,
immortal?
Probably.
I mean, how long have you been around?
With or without the trip to the Shadowfell?
I mean, does time move differently into Shadowfell?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh
She is a
So-
shapeshifter.
Yes. I'm
huh.
assuming that you are older than you look.
I think.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Tea lady was older than tea she ground to dust.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Yeah.
think she would appreciate you saying that.
I'm
Kendrick,
sure
do
you look beautiful.
do you have any sort of Syndic stones or anything, in case we have reason to stay in touch on our separate journeys?
You watch as he pulls out one of his pockets and he opens it, and a couple of like pebbles and like dirt and stuff falls out, and then he reaches to the other one, pulls it out, a couple of tea bags fall out. He puts them back, starts like
Regrets
patting
tea
himself
bags.
down. No, I don't. No.
Can't your cleric do sending?
I mean, I have a Syndic stone. I can sell
Oh.
with him, or I can keep it.
I mean, if you cast sending, they can reply, can't they?
Should we
Yeah.
know the other 6 names of the other 6 things
Yeah,
that we
that would be
looking
good to
for?
know.
Yeah.
Or if we don't know them,
Oh, is this information that you're gathering, team? Is this what we're doing?
Yeah,
I
hit me
think
with the
so.
fucking list, dog.
Because
I'd like to
Kindred knows these names.
Hit
I'd like
Yeah,
to
with
propose
the-
maybe we
Kindred.
type these
Man.
names in the chat.
Hold on.
I mean, we can also say them, but if we type them in the chat, it makes writing easy.
Here you
I'll
go.
copy paste. If he sends it to me, I'll copy paste.
It will be super inconvenient that we only know one of them and we still have to go find the other 6.
On top
Okay.
of names, we should probably get descriptions.
What they do, yeah.
If you are looking for the 7 defenders of Bahamut, you are looking for Goshu, Avaro, Imaru, Diocles, Ruabel, Invictus, and Sayaka.
Do they have any traits much like Avaro with T?
Where might you find
Yeah.
these people?
Could you
Yeah, I'd
elaborate?
Love to. I'd fucking love to. Actually,
nudge, nudge,
I
wink, wink.
I would actually fucking love to. If you're looking for Goshu, he spent much of his time around water, much of his time fishing.
Okay.
In a way, he more so talks to the fish and they come to him. Amaru, if always took such an interest in creation, in making things with her hands, the crafts.
okay.
You know what? That is in the same fucking direction that I was going. That works well, Tony.
Okay.
Diocles enjoys more of the. He's a drunkard. He's like
A little hedonistic, if you will.
very big into wine. Hold up, I'm getting prompts now. And I'll have to make
Yeah,
a-
you're remembering. You're remembering.
yeah.
That's it. That's it.
No,
Memory.
I like to think canonically you're actually just pruning other shrubs. So like you
Yeah.
start talking and then you get
No,
distracted
100
pruning and forget that you're talking.
100%. He has gone back to taking care of the garden while he's talking to you. Ruabel was more of a tailor. Very much enjoyed creating clothing for humans. Was very much a fan of the mortals of this plane.
Was it creating? So that implies
Tailor clothing.
not being human. What is Ruabel if not?
all
think-
of the defenders and champions and high priests of Bahamut live an extraordinarily long time. Your definition of mortal may not apply.
That's kind of
Understood.
Following this, Invictus was a noble and strict soul, very much a follower and practitioner of rules.
So a lawyer.
Perhaps. I'm not sure what he
It's
gets
fine.
into in the outside world.
Got it.
And Sayaka spent much of her time with books, maintaining records, and keeping tomes.
Interesting. But right now, for us, we are potentially looking for Everil. Right? That seems to be our current.
I mean,
goal.
I believe we're probably looking for all of them.
I know eventually, but I
The
think we
last-
should start with one.
I'm afraid I don't have much to help you with. The last time I saw her was probably some 1100 years ago.
Well,
Yeah.
we apparently saw her recently until all of this went down, and then we've been
Give her
on
my
a
best when you do find her.
we've been on a very odd quest since then, seeing Platinum Dragon sanctuaries be destroyed, a entity from a dark place calling out to become the new gods, striking down the old and bringing up the new.
This is new to Cantor, right?
I don't think we've had a time to conversation about this.
Yeah, this is new to you. I mean, none of that occurred
Yeah.
while you were in Realm, but you like being as far into the sanctuary as you were, and engaged in your duties. You would have heard like rumblings of like ancient times. Like betrayers, things of that nature. Like you wouldn't necessarily have anything specific to point out, but like you would for sure know that there are things in the universe that could potentially do something like this.
Well, that's not good.
No.
No.
We have seen 2 cities.
Well,
Destroyed.
as he takes one final clip to the shrub that Noct is sitting in, cleaning it up, just barely missing Noct. If you do need anything from me, feel free to send a message. But I am going to start investigating some of the sites of Bahamut.
Okay. Is there... I think at this point we would need another direction.
I'll be
We went
heading
south.
east.
We went south to find ultimately you. That's where we got to the tower. I guess, and now we're north. Very far north.
Kind of missed that airship.
Well, getting down the mountain is going to be interesting. Getting out of the mountains is going to be interesting.
How did the temple adherents and staff here generally travel?
They use
What
the road.
do you mean travel?
Well, we both come from a construction background. This stone was obviously brought in from somewhere. Crafts, tools, etc. were brought in from somewhere. Can you give me an idea of the easiest route for us to get
Well,
anywhere from here?
Well, what the fuck does that message mean? Oh, yeah, motherfucker, we're getting to that.
Okay.
He's like, wrap it up, hurry up.
While I have been around for a while, I was not here for the creation of this temple, and I'm not sure what that entailed. It was here well before me.
Were there any carts, anything that might be useful for travel here?
So I will.
If they're probably desolate, but
Yes, that's.
I will chime in as someone who is from a remote monastery type place. We were very self-sufficient. Once you were there, you were there. There are very few travelers. I mean, you would get the
pilgrimage
occasional
for a reason.
that part. You would get some that would come, but the journey is part of the ultimate destination and getting to that goal. So I don't know about here, but considering how holy and sacred this place has become or was, maybe still is, we may have to find our own way down.
How are you planning to get to these other sites, Gandrid?
Well, as he starts walking outside, I'm going to fly.
I do that.
If
Well,
you
that's
if you
right.
follow him outside, he will show you how he's going to get to these places.
Great.
And he just sort of
We
Flying
can't get
nun.
another,
Fuck
like
out of
can't
Mary
get another
Poppins?
portal out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He walks outside, and once he gets outside of the temple, he grabs his pendant around his neck that has like the emblem of the platinum dragon on it. And does anybody speak Draconic? Like, does anybody speak dragon?
Me, I do.
I speak
I do
dragon.
as well.
Why, we all speak dragon?
Wow, fuck. Man, you guys like sniped my ass or something. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Look, I
So-
learned my lesson in 3.5.
in Draconic, you hear him say, Island, I beseech you. And as that happens, a large pool, very similar to the pool that was inside the temple, appears in front of him, kind of on top of the grass. And out of it walks a small platinum dragon, slightly bigger than maybe 10, 11 feet in length, clambers out of the little pool as it disappears. This is how I'll be traveling. And I'm
Should
gonna.
we try
He
that?
walks over and like scratches underneath the dragon's chin.
Does it have a name?
Island.
Highland.
Island. AYLIN.
Any chance we could get one of those? Or 5 of those?
Well, if you choose to devote your life to the platinum dragon, maybe in 20 or 30 years, perhaps.
I'll stick with my own wings.
That's
Well,
fair.
safe flight. Anything
Yeah.
to say to your brother?
Fuck you. And best
That
of luck.
sounds about right.
As he clambers up on the dragon. And again, if you need anything, please reach out. Just let me know. I'm
You wanna
only
hit him?
half a world away as he takes off.
Hammer, do you want to hit him?
I'll see
No.
you around, Kendrick.
Throw
Yeah.
me.
I'm going to throw the hammer.
Roll your attack.
I don't even remember what the fuck my AC is.
It's not even that good. It's like a 13.
Yeah,
that
no.
definitely doesn't hit.
Absolutely not. It just sails by you and you kind of watch it go past and you're like, see you next time,
Another
asshole.
failure,
Was that even a
asshole.
13? I don't know what the fuck I rolled.
And it comes back and you catch it and your brother's just bitching and he's just Hammer's bitching in your ear. God damn it, motherfucker. Can you fucking stand it.
Fucking
God.
sucks.
I'm sure
Man.
Hammer
God, he
told him
sucks.
so many nice things to his brother.
Oh,
I can feel it now.
wow.
So,
Here's to another
Here you
1,000
all
years
are.
without that.
you know,
We got along so
I've-
well last session. What happened?
I, for one, can second that.
Well,
You hear funny noises coming from a bush.
oh boy. I guess we should go check on that one.
Kill it.
No, Rig, no.
Rig, I think it's a bug.
Oh my god.
Noct, you have rejoined the living. Or the conscious, I guess I should say.
Noct is gonna get up and God, my throat is so parched, and he's just gonna start walking over towards the
Nope,
Uh,
nope, nope. I put my hand on Noct, like turn around, like give him my water skin. Do not touch that pole.
Thank you. I didn't know you were here.
By the way, you've got 50 hit points from before. Just
Oh.
I don't know where you're at, but just
That's like my whole fucking hit point, so I think we're good.
I had a feeling.
Neat.
like, with her-
Neat.
Thank you for the water. So how long was I asleep?
Days, a day, two,
Just a day.
Several.
several days. It's been a while.
Days.
Oh,
You missed a
A work week.
a trip to the Shadowfell. You know that you sent us to.
Yeah, just the whole thing.
I sent us to the Shadowfell.
Well,
Yeah. Yes.
Uh-huh. I
Reed.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So remember when you fucked with some funky magic shit that you didn't know anything about that you probably shouldn't have done?
Yes. And Noct is going to stick out his fingers like this and just wiggle them and hope that something happens.
Nothing happens.
Yes, I do remember.
Were you expecting to do something?
I don't know.
Would I be impressed?
I have no idea.
I'm not.
Pazira squirts you with the squirt bottle.
The old group is back together. Wow.
As she's spraying with the squirt bottle, he just kind of opens his mouth.
As I was saying,
Perfect.
we took a trip to the Shadowfell. We met a hag in an attempt to bring you back to the land of the living. We found a long lost relative of Graham Garnes, who is a follower of the Platinum Dragon, champion of the Platinum Dragon. We defeated the hag. The brother, or the relative, brought us here. And we have found out that the tea lady is one of the seven. I had to look down on my notes. One of the 7 defenders of Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon.
Mostly.
Hmm?
Mostly.
So a lot has happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a very quick Cliff Notes version. When we have
I just thank you for waking me up and trying so hard to wake me up. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think we dragged.
Hey,
you
Rig,
around
can
a
you
little.
roll me a d20, please?
Just flat D20.
Just roll the flat d20.
Ooh, it's a crit fail.
One.
As Noct is standing there thanking you, Prazira runs up and tries to kick him in the nuts and slips on something on the ground and busts her ass.
Oh no,
Like,
Chris!
Are you okay?
I fucking hate you sometimes.
What?
Oh, by the way, Prince is back.
What did I do? Welcome back.
That was one of the other things that happened.
Yeah, that was kind of important, Ty.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
All right,
Wonderful.
it's been a day.
Why
it's been
are
days.
you?
It's been a few
on
days.
The ground.
She's fine, and I'll pick her up.
She just grumbles.
Anyway, now that we're here and you're awake and we're all together,
Mm-hmm. Where do we go now?
that's the question. We need to decide where we're going.
Well,
Oh, do we have a
supposedly-
plan?
No. When do we ever have a plan?
So some things have not changed. Good.
Not
Yes.
changed.
Oh,
Knocked change, yeah.
oh.
Have I changed? He's kind of like looking at his arms. And,
A little bit.
Thank you for exacerbating my pun.
so, we need to discover where it is that we're going.
Right.
And does anybody have any ideas? Also, where the hell are we?
So we are in the northern mountains of Tiantang. At a sanctuary, or at a very well-renowned, or formerly well-renowned, temple to the Platinum Dragon.
So
It's
when
got
you
all-
started talking, Noct was staring at you with just kind of like that blank expression. And as you revealed more information, his expression did not change. He's just got a blank stare at you going on.
I forget that you're not even from here.
But yes,
Yeah.
you could also do that too, Rig.
I think we should do both.
I'm fucking here for whatever you want to do.
Okay.
The world is your sandbox.
So I have a couple ideas. Do I have
Sure.
plans for how we should execute them? No, but
No, this is wonderful.
I would like to employ the thing that we talked about.
So, first thing, we should definitely find a way down from here. And we should probably find another means of travel like the airship or try to go back to the one we got. But that might take longer than is
Yeah.
needed.
That's
Secondly,
all the way in the south. So I don't think.
I had a little bit of an idea. Maybe we can go kidnap one of those spooky shadow creatures and see if we can get it to talk or figure out what it is and what it does.
That sounds fun.
Or third, we try to go find one of those defender things and
I have a quick logistical question. How
Sure.
does one kidnap a shadow?
see, that's why I said I didn't have an execution, just an idea.
Got it.
I have a couple thoughts on how to
Okay.
kidnap a shadow. Actually,
Does not surprise me, to be entirely honest.
He is not.
but what doesn't surprise you?
No, in a
No.
good. If anybody would know how to kidnap a shadow, I imagine it would be you.
Oh,
It's a good thing, Fred.
So my initial thought on how to move a shadow, there are plenty of things that bind magic and creatures, so we can move it to one of those. But the problem would be moving it initially, right? Reese, if I could borrow you for just a moment,
Okay.
he's going to take you, and he's just going to tap you on the head, and mutter some arcane words under his breath as I cast polymorph and turn you into a rat. And then he's going to pick up Rat Reese and hold it in front of him.
When you're polymorph, can you still speak, or is it like
Nope.
Okay, so I'll go.
Can you polymorph a shadow? I guess.
How you run
I guess
the
you
rat
can-
race.
You what?
The rat
I-
race.
I've never
man,
in my.
you.
That's adorable. Can you stay like this?
Um,
That's so
for
cute.
about I think it's an hour.
I'm
An
Yeah.
hour.
An hour.
Polymorph's an hour.
We probably should ask permission before we turn friends into rats. I'm
Yes.
gonna be entirely
I
honest.
did.
No.
Not explicitly. That
No.
I think
did
some
not.
more consent really is needed there. Maybe
I'm gonna go on
undue.
an
I believe my exact words were, Reese, may I borrow you?
So
True.
there's a thing called informed consent,
Yes.
which is the part of this consent person part that we were missing. Just
Yeah.
so you're aware in the
Oh.
future.
I don't
Rick picks up
remember.
rat race and
I
dangles
don't-
him over his mouth.
I don't
No!
remember.
I grab
As Rig is doing that and Ty is going to grab him, I dispel the polymorph.
I fall. Aw.
Reese, I'm so sorry for not asking for it.
No, that
informed
was
consent.
great. I would not mind that. That was actually kind of fun.
As I imagine Reese, Ty, and Rig are all on a jumbled pile on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Kind of twisted up.
Why does the floor feel all scaly?
Can you go back?
Oh, hey.
Where'd rat race go?
I don't know. I wish he was back. He's kind of awesome.
Rat race. Anyway, I'm not gonna. No. So I get what you're saying, Knox, and I think that may be a potentially good idea. It's a possibility. There's a possibility there.
I mean, we really don't have a plan to do anything. I think we should at least
So-
try.
Has anyone tried while we're here? Has anybody tried asking a question to
No.
this platinum dragon creature?
No.
Well, I had a bit of a conversation with a spectral entity next to the
if-
pond.
If we were to ask a question, what would it be?
I think the first question would be how. The first question I would have is how to get back down the mountain.
Yeah.
To keep
And-
going
and
on the journey.
Where
And
to
then-
go? Are we looking for this? I'm sorry. What did you say the name was of the?
Tea lady.
I mean, Yeah, Everil is the one we're currently looking for potentially, but
Which
she's
is
not
different.
at her home. The shadow
Uh,
entities took her somewhere.
So, Noct is going to pull out a little candle and a little plate and start making like incense and lighting this candle in front of him. And I'm going to begin to ritual cast divination.
Cool. Cool.
I
how
did
long
not
is
say a word, just so you know. I didn't say a word.
How
Can-
much
can-
time do we got to kill for
continue.
this ritual
10
casting?
minutes.
Was that
I'm
an
doing it
hour?
first. Fuck you.
Did you also try to cast divination?
I've been trying to like
For a little while.
forever.
It's beautiful.
Why not do it together?
Beautiful.
See if we could do it in half the time.
Oh,
I mean,
Don't think dueling divination. I don't
I
have
think
the
we could
spell
divine some
prepared.
things together.
Might be
Ghostbusters
fun.
cross the streams.
might be
True.
fun.
Yeah.
I do not have the spell
Oh boy, we're gonna cross the streams. Let's see how this turns out.
How about the
I'm
divination?
sure the divination target is different than mine.
I think it probably is. All right, so
That's wild.
I'm sorry. You're gonna cast divination, and what was your? What are you looking for again? I apologize.
I'm going to be
My brain just went. Bleh.
asking Bahamut for the location and direction of Avarl.
Okay.
And that is my specific goal. Is finding.
I would like Reese to roll a D100, please.
You got it, Chief.
Also, it is worth pointing out Noct's viewpoint on gods while I'm casting the spell because he doesn't believe in them. To him, this is just a creature he is asking a question to.
Yeah, he's just asking something. He's just phoning a friend.
That's fair.
Yeah, I found his name in the phone book. I just give him a call.
Yeah.
Just give him a
Yeah,
call.
as far as Noct's belief system, he doesn't believe in gods.
Okay,
It's
not
the boomer
great.
equivalent of when they're like, "Oh, it's hard to find a job. Why don't you just like
19.
call and say you need to talk to the CEO? Just
Wow.
say you need to talk to the CEO."
Wow.
It's simple.
That's
Would
how
you-
I did it.
Reese,
I got
what
a-
did you-
I got a 19.
Oh, okay. Noct, as you create your incense, your plate, your candle, you think you have everything put together that you could possibly need, and you recite the incantation and you send it out into the ether, and all you get in response is static.
see what you're doing. I kind of look over Knock's shoulder as he's just sort of been preparing this for the past 2 minutes, and I'm looking. Sometimes the gods can be fickle. It's not just a simple reach out. Sometimes you have to have a belief.
I'm gonna put more magic into it.
Okay.
Should we
Describe to
should we
me
try
how you're
divination-
putting more magic into it.
Should we
Uh,
try divination to Everil instead
so-
of Bahamut?
rather
Not
than
necessarily.
not quite how divination works, right? Like the wording on the spell, at least. Rather than kind of like just casting the spell, he's going to overload the candle with magic.
Okay.
And I'm
Um,
gonna throw just 2 third level slots into the bitch. Like we're just gonna toss fuckloads of magic.
Maybe you
into
should.
this.
Do you speak Draconic? You should probably speak Draconic to the dragon guy. It's probably a good idea too.
Okay. Give me just 1 second here. I'm trying to think
Oh
something
my.
through here for a second.
Well, it-
As you start to pour more like arcanistic energy into this, do you like close your eyes and like focus really hard, or like give me like a visual of how this starts to occur?
Yeah, so initially he's just kind of like sitting down in a very zen Zen posture. And as it doesn't work, and he kind of like opens an eyelid, you see a frown start to happen as the magic doesn't take effect. And then he closes his eyes again, and his hands kind of ball up into a fist, and they cover one another like this. And now he's just sitting in this posture as the knuckles start to turn white.
Okay. As you push harder and harder and harder, I need you to please make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. I'm a wizard. I don't suck at this. I'm a wizard. I don't suck at this. 25.
As you once again release that energy into the ether, trying to divine, get an answer, get something. You feel your magic leave, like it goes towards whatever it is that you cast, but you feel it reflect off of something and surge back into the candle, and the candle explodes on the plate around you.
Oh,
Okay, well maybe we shouldn't try that.
I think it's the right. Okay,
I like where this is going.
I think it is the right idea.
I think we need a bigger candle.
No, I don't think that's the answer.
It's not always the size of the wick.
How you light it? Yeah.
Burning hands.
Is it how you trim? Is it how you trim it?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you can trim it and it looks bigger, but anyway.
Does a forest fire count as like one big candle?
No.
You know, that is a great idea.
Oh my God, no.
It would also make the trip down the mountain a lot easier if there weren't trees.
No.
I agree with Ty on this one. I think we should not start a forest fire.
So
Okay.
I like Ty is kidding as like one of the clerics that, you know, is very divine in nature. And he just sort of like, sometimes you can't just force something to happen. Sometimes it is not it's not as simple as pushing a gosh darn it, round peg into a square peg into a round hole. It's not, if you just use enough force, you're gonna get it. You might, but it might cause damage. Or it might have repercussions. You might get it through, but you may not get the answer you want. Sometimes it takes calm, relax, and belief.
Well, that's great and all. World is kind of ending though, so
I understand the need to get things going sooner and faster, but we have someone else, right? I know I cannot do it today. I would need a sleep to get the divination spell, but perhaps we don't necessarily need the spell.
You just really quick. What do you mean sleep? He looks down at the finger and back at you, and then down at the finger and then back at you, and raises an eyebrow at you.
Yes. I'm going to go over to the pool. I'm not going to get in it. I'm just going to go back over to the pool.
You told me not to touch that, right?
I'm not touching it. And don't you dare.
I'm not touching you.
Ugh. I hear a lot of typing. That's what's.
Sorry,
It's
I'm
stressful
trying to
amount of time.
answer a question. I'm sorry.
It's
Oh, it's
okay.
fine.
It's okay.
And now I have to look
Stressful
something
because-
up, so
Because
it's going to be a
scary
minute.
things come after that much typing.
Yeah.
Usually.
So do you. I got shrubs
Oh,
for days,
boy.
motherfucker.
Oh,
we're just gonna put a bush right in front of him at all times.
Ty, while he's looking that up, tell me about prayer.
Sure.
We can
Tell me
segue.
about prayer, actually.
Well,
Take me to
this
church.
this is something what I'm going. It's actually something that I'm going to do here in a moment. So
Can I use hypnotic terrain to just make him a shrubbery?
God damn it! Fucking don't start with this shit.
That'd be fun.
I have a weird hankering for peanut butter and cheese.
Sorry, I don't know where that idea came from, but now I. All right, sorry,
So-
Ty. Carry on.
it's okay. It's fine. So prayers are,
Noct has a very vested interest in this. He's
Yes.
paying.
and I will pull out my prayer book. That's what I have.
Oh,
Prayers are
Hold up,
often
spell book.
requests. They're solemn requests to your deity, requesting help, expressing thanks, showing reverence to the deity or deities that you believe in. Yes, Noct?
What makes a creature a deity?
What's deity and what's reverence?
Oh
How do
my
you
god.
spell deity?
Oh my
I'm just
god.
kidding. I know how to do that. I just wanted to ask questions too.
Oh my god. All the gods. So I will say this to you, Noct. Your question, it is hard to answer. In some religions, there are creatures, individuals who are raised to a higher level and become gods. In some religions, there is a belief that creation created a god, and then that god then created the world.
So your two belief systems are hinged on the fact that something becomes powerful enough and becomes a god, or
That's not the only two.
small
You also
stone.
viewed it. No, that's not the only two. I'm giving examples. just
Sometimes
bear
they
with
can
me.
be things instead of
Yeah.
just being people.
Yeah. They're beings. In some worlds, the gods came from another plane of existence, kind of like you, Noct. But don't get that in your head.
We were just about to get out in the street, man.
I knew it. I knew that was exactly where you were going. That's why I said it. Fucking bitch. They came from another realm and use their abilities to create the world. That's not the only way, and that's not the only method of gods. There are many different ways in which gods are created. And for mortals like us, we pray to them in a way to potentially get answers or to seek guidance, or as I said, to ask for help, which is what I am going to attempt to do here.
How would that work?
How does prayer work?
Yeah.
Well, again, it varies on your religion, but for mine, I pull out my book. I have a book of prayers that have already kind of been written, and I will go through them every day and use them as a way to guide my evening or guide my day. But you can just simply express a prayer without it already being written out.
So your book kind of like Rex?
Yeah, in a way.
Okay, I'm back.
It doesn't necessarily. It doesn't talk to me.
Well,
But I'll put it like this: it's sort of like we had a dictionary for Rax. So anything that Rax has said to you, if you had actually written it down, that would be kind of what this is.
Does Rye think Rax would know? Could I ask Rax things?
Yeah. If
Like-
if Rax is your we haven't gone down this road yet. If Rax is who you believe in or what you believe in, then you calling on him for aid or assistance. Wait a second, Nock. I'll get to you in a moment. One at a time, gang. One at a time. If Rax is what you believe in, and you believe you get your strength and power from them or him, then praying to Rax may provide you with insight. But it seems to me that your connection is stronger.
Rig has full faith in Rax. Rax is source of Rig's strength.
Exactly. That makes sense.
Starts mumbling to Rax.
So in a way, but what I'm going to do here as I'm going to attempt to say a prayer to a God that I know of, but is not
Which
my
one would that
normal
be?
God. Well, Bahamut, Platinum Dragon,
Okay.
since we're in his temple.
Okay.
But Nock, you had a question before I go into this?
Oh, you mentioned it being based on belief. Is that the important part? Is it the belief?
In a way, yes. Belief and having faith in that belief. So FYI, off not in game, but out of character. We're going to Damon's fucking history. With all that shit. Fucking talking about prayer and shit has been Damon hasn't done that in.
You're very lucky that Rig spoke up because we were going to get into a theological debate, and you were very lucky you broke in.
Rig kind of ducks away from the conversation and mutters to Rax for a while, and eventually you'll see a flash of light in his eyes. He goes, Adrovu.
The what, Hamba? What was that?
What was what?
You said something.
Did Rig?
You did, yes. Did I actually catch it? That's a good question.
Did you?
Bedrovu?
I'm gonna do well. My passive perception is 17.
It's pretty decent.
I'm just gonna roll a perception.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, bad.
Oh, there we go. So I just got one more, so 18.
Okay.
But yeah.
I would say with an 18, you're all within earshot. Yeah, you probably caught most of what he said.
Adrovu.
What does that mean?
If that inspires anything. In your-
Rig, yeah, it inspires you. I mean, you won't understand it, but I mean, to a degree.
I want to see if it inspires anyone else.
That sounds fair.
What Drovu? Is it? Does it hit it? Does it? Again, as the cleric and long-term.
Sure, make another religion check.
You got this. I believe in you. with your belief over there.
Hey,
Hey, man, what'd you get?
24.
Okay.
Nice.
It takes you a minute to really like process those thoughts. Yeah. The thing that keeps like repeating in your mind, Mudro, Mudro, Mudro. The Tree of Sorrowed Souls.
Tree of Sorrow Souls. That doesn't.
As in one of the three incredibly old and mostly forgotten ancient betrayers.
Okay, so Ty was, going on this prayer route and like, what do you believe in and all that stuff, and then he hears that word, and the connection is made, and he kind of looks at Rig. How do you know that word?
What word?
Do you not even remember what you said?
Mm-mm.
Um. Hey,
Madro.
I need to. I'm going to put that in the back of my mind for a second because we have more pressing concerns. But
Fair.
instant like eye on, well, probably almost always be on Rig from now on. Kind of look at you, and I'm looking at a kobold that, and I'm going to assume. Actually, fuck it, we're inciting shit. Damn it. Yeah. Insight.
Inside the kobold.
20.
Deception or persuasion, whichever one you prefer. You don't have to say which.
Okay.
Whatever.
Basically,
Or you-
I'm trying
Or
to.
you can literally just tell him you have no idea if that's truly if that's the way Rig wants to play.
I'm not being deceitful. I don't.
It's not out of character for Rig, so
Got it. So it's just, you are basically oblivious to the fact you are actually, you don't recall that you said it.
I was fully possessed at the time because
Cool.
you taught me how to use divination, essentially.
there you go.
Love it. Yay. Awesome. That's going to be a thing that we're going to have to unpack later. just going to put that over here to the side and then go back to what I was doing or attempting to do. Yeah. So where were you? Yeah. I'm not going to read from this is the Book of Psalms, and it's giant. And that's what I was using as my prayer book. I'm not going to
Nice.
read from it specifically.
Like that.
Yeah. Sort of changing words here and there because it's not one God, it's multiple gods, yada, yada, yada. But I will take like what I was doing and sit down at the pool and say a prayer and ask the Platinum Dragon, since we are in his sanctuary, for guidance on how to leave this place and how to help him find his children.
A warm breeze floats from in front of you, just out of nowhere, and kind of blows your. Ty has hair, correct?
Dreads, yes.
Okay. Kind of like just past your face and down the pathway and towards the door.
Hmm.
And you feel a presence just kind of in your space, but almost like not in a mean way, but like
Mhm.
in a like fatherly way, like pushing you out the door.
Right.
Basically, go forth
Hmm.
in search of your answers.
Okay.
And you get it. The answer is not here.
Right. Okay. Then I will say, I don't think we're going to find anything else here. We should go. And we'll just head down and we'll find a way.
Okay.
Sometimes that's what faith needs, or yeah, that's what faith needs, is a little belief that you will eventually go in the right direction. And you could get lost. No. And you could get lost, but eventually you find your way. It may take longer, but we'll get there.
Okay.
I feel we have
Does anybody? Sorry, continue.
No. I feel we have
Does
another mission to go.
Does anybody have anything else that they would like to do while you're at the temple?
Yeah, can I just like dip my toe in the water real quick?
I'm
Like,
going to kill you.
I do that?
If you wish to not have a toe, sure.
No.
Okay. As your little band of intrepid adventurers exits the temple, heading in a southerly direction, kind of towards and along the lake, Priz from the back of the group pipes up and says, we did at one time have an airship, and I'm pretty sure that it might still be where we left it. Wouldn't it be great if we were going to travel around if we had our goddamn airship?
Yeah, but it's
That does sound like Priz.
Yes. We just have to get to it.
right.
I mean,
Maybe that's
standing.
where we're going.
Maybe we should go in that direction. You know, who knows what we'll find along the way.
I still think it's ridiculous to call it an airship.
A floating vessel.
It's just a ship.
It's a
I
ship
mean,
in the air.
tomato.
It is a ship that travels in the air, hence airship. It is not that dumb to think of something like that.
I stand by it that this is ridiculous, as all ships travel through the air.
And as we watch our adventurers drift off into the distance, discussing the semantics of what an airship is or isn't, that is where we are going to
God
call it
have mercy.
for the night. Let us go around the table and say our goodbyes, and we will get to this next week, as we will be back 7 days from now, or 6.5 days from now, to pick up where we left off. We're going to start on the back side of the order, Mr. Amador.
Oh, I'm Amador. I'm a owl guy, and I had fun today. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed. Bull, hi.
Hey, I'm a cow. I'm also a dwarf. Great time.
Now I'm also a dwarf. Love it. Brave the Brave. Hi. I had something fun to say and then I lost it because,
You're getting
great
it.
brain.
I'm Rig. I'm the Kobold Cleric, and I enjoyed learning how to commune with the divine today.
Beautiful. And our prayer teaching Damon.
Everyone, I'm Damon, and I play Ty, your godliest religious light domain cleric, who is reaching back into personal history and tragic backstory. Woohoo!
Yeah, baby. Welcome back to the Living Noct.
Hey, I'm Dakota Orshir. I play Noct, a wizard elf. Also, the most holy, definitely most communing with the gods character on the squad here.
You about to be holy.
Mm-hmm.
Full of
holes.
holes or something. I don't know. Something. We are missing Prazira tonight. Jess, we hope we will see you next week. I am DM Dragons, and I have been your DM for this evening. Thank you for joining us here on the Golden Feathers of Tien Tang. And as soon as I can find the outro, we're going to go to the outro. So y'all, much love, and see you later.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's going to happen next time? Well, you're going to have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.